Hello, class 5. How are you all? So, we have been studying chapter number 4, and the name of the chapter is Solid Liquid Gases. Yes. So, last time, whatever we studied, first of all, we will revise, then we will study the next point. Okay. So, as you can see, first topic is matter. So, what is matter? Matter is anything which occupies space. Yes. So, matter is anything which has mass and that occupies space is called matter. It means matter has mass. Matter has mass. Mass means mass tells us how heavy or light an object is. Yes. Suppose my weight is 50 kilogram. It means I have 50 kilogram mass. Means it is showing the mass of my body. Okay. So my body contains 50 kilogram mass. Okay. So another meaning of mass is if any container or if any object contains something, that that something measurement is actually mass. Okay. And next is occupy space. Yes, it covers space. It covers space. So as you can see in the picture, solid, liquid, gas, all three are matter. Okay. Solid is matter, liquid is matter, gas is matter. As you can see the green color ball, these green color ball are actually particles which are closely packed together in solid. Yes, in solid particles are closely packed, and in liquid they are loosely packed, and in gas they are far away from each other. Yes, am I right? And you can see the picture of liquid. Yes, that something is inside the beaker which is actually has mass. So this is a matter. Okay, I hope you understood the meaning. So what is matter? That matter is anything which has mass and occupies space, or you can say that matter is anything which has mass and cover this space. Okay, matter, or I can use the word substance. Okay, substance has mass and occupies space. Okay, I hope you understood. And do you remember, kids, we also studied the properties of solid, liquid, gas. Yes, and I also told you that there are three state of matter. There are three state of matter: solid, liquid, gas. These are three state of matter. And which are the properties of solid, liquid, gas? Let's see. Let's move on the next point. So kids, as you can see the properties of solid, liquid and gas. First of all, let's talk about solid. So point number 1, the solid has fixed shape. Yes, solid has definite shape. You cannot change its shape. Its shape is fixed. If you will cut the piece of stone, it will still remain stone. Yes. If you cut the solid ice, it will still remain ice. So it has definite shape. Okay. Shape cannot be changed. Okay. Definite volume. Yes, volume is shape. Volume means length into breathe into. Okay. So, or you can say volume here meaning is space object take up. Yes, it will take up the space as its size. Okay. So definite volume, definite shape, and the next point is particles are very close together in regularly pattern. Yes, you know, kids, matter is made up of particles. Matter is made up of particle, and these particles are known as atom. Okay. So in solid, all the particles are very near to each other. They are closely packed. As you can see the picture in red ball. Can you see the red ball? Red ball are actually representing particles, means atom. Okay, tiny particles. And as you can see in the picture that they are very near to each other. They are closely packed. So we can say that solid has a definite shape. Solid has definite volume, and the particles of solid are very close together in a regular pattern. Okay, means there is no space among these particles. Next is liquid. So property number 1, liquid has no definite shape. Yes, Kids, remember that solid has definite shape, but liquid do not have any definite shape, no fixed shape. Okay. Next point is flow and take the shape of its container. Yes. Liquid flow and take the shape of container. Yes. You know, if you pour the liquid in glass, the liquid will take the shape of glass. If you pour the liquid in bowl, the liquid will take the shape of bowl. It means it can take the shape of the container in which it has. Okay. And it has a fixed volume. Yes. Solid also has definite volume and liquid also has definite volume. Next point is particle are packed together tightly. They are slide over one another as they flow. Yes, they are packed, but they can slide over one another. So in other word, I can say they are loosely packed. Okay, particles of liquid are loosely packed, or I can say the atoms of liquid are loosely packed. Okay, because tiny particles are known as atom. Yes. Next is gas. Now, if I talk about the properties of gas, then point number 1 is it has no definite shape. Yes. Even liquid has no definite shape, but solid has definite shape. And gas has no definite volume. Yes, gas has no definite volume, no fixed volume, but solid and liquid has fixed volume. Yes, remember kids, gas has no fixed shape, no fixed volume. Remember, gas has no fixed shape, no fixed volume, and particles are packed together the least. Yes, particles are packed together the least. Okay, the particle moves the fastest. Particle move very fast. Yes, because they are in the form of gas. That's why the particles are very away from each other. That's why they can easily spread. For example, oxygen. Oxygen is everywhere. Why? Because it is gas. That's why the particle can easily flow. That's why it can move. Particles move faster. I hope you understood. Now, let's move on the next point. Okay, kids, now let's talk about the interconversion of three state of matter. Okay, last time we already discussed about interconversion of three state of matter, but we will again discuss. Okay, in next slide I will show you the definition of melting, evaporation, condensation, freezing. Main definition I will show you, which are actually in your book. Okay, sublimation is not in your book. Okay, so but I have shown here just to make you understand, because I think it is a easy topic, and this topic is actually in 9th standard, but I don't think it should be in 9th class. Okay, so sublimation. What is sublimation? The process of changing solid into gas and gas into solid is known as sublimation. Yes, what is sublimation? The process of changing solid into gas and gas into solid is known as sublimation. It means substance or any matter which is changing into solid into gas or gas into solid, that matter or substance does not change into liquid. Yes, they directly change from solid to gas or gas to solid. For example, camphor. If you heat the camphor, camphor is the solid form. So if you heat the camphor, it will directly convert into gas. It will not convert into liquid. And one more example, if I give you naphthalene. Naphthalene you can convert easily from solid to gas, gas to solid. And solid ice means dry ice. Okay, dry ice is also the example of it. Okay, vaporization means the process of changing liquid into gas is known as vaporization, and condensation means the process of changing gas into liquid. Okay, whenever we talk about condensation means we are cooling. Okay, condensation means make something cool using water. Generally condensation we do using water. Okay, solidification. Solidification, the process of changing liquid into solid is known as solidification, or you can say solidification is also known as freezing. Okay, because freezing means same liquid changing into solid. For example, ice, water change into ice, that is an example of freezing, and you can say it is also the example of solidification. Okay, one more example is fusion, the process of changing. One more, what is fusion? What do you mean by fusion? Fusion is also known as melting. So the process of changing solid into liquid is known as fusion. The process of changing solid into liquid is known as fusion. Okay, so you know kids, ice when you heat the ice, then what happens? It change into liquid, means it change into water. It is the example of fusion. I hope that you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay, so as you can see, the definition of melting, evaporation, condensation, freezing. Okay, you can write down. These are the main definition which are given in your book. So matter can change from one state to another. Yes, you know that we can change one state of matter into another, means we can change solid into gas, gas into liquid, liquid into gas, and gas into solid. Okay, so that's why there are three state of matter. That's why there are three state of matter: solid, liquid, gas. But actually there are five state of matter. Yes, kids, for your kind information, let me tell you, there are five state of matter, but we study only about solid, liquid, gas. When you will go in higher class, that time you will study the fourth and fifth state. But I'm going to tell you the name of fourth and fifth state. Fourth state is plasma, and fifth state is BEC. BEC means Bose-Einstein condensate. Okay, because it was discovered by Satyendra Nath Bose and Albert Einstein. Okay, that's why the name is given BEC. Okay, so you can see the first definition: melting. The process by which a solid changes to liquid is called melting. The process by which a solid changes to liquid is called melting. What is evaporation? Evaporation is also known as vaporization. The process by which a liquid changes into a vapor is called evaporation. Okay. Next is condensation. What is condensation? The process by which a gas changes into a liquid on cooling is known as condensation. Please check out the spelling of condensation: CONDENSATION. Next is freezing. Freezing is also known as solidification. Yes, the process by which liquid changes into a solid is called freezing. Okay, please write down. I'm giving you 10 seconds. So kids, what is melting? The process by which a solid changes to liquid is called melting. What is evaporation? The process by which a liquid changes into vapor is called evaporation. Evaporation is also known as vaporization. What is condensation? The process by which a gas changes into a liquid on cooling is called condensation. What is freezing? The process by which liquid changes into solid is called freezing. Okay, and you can see in the picture that solid, you can see the ice, and liquid is in the flask, means solid change into liquid. This process is known as melting, or you can say fusion, and liquid change into solid, then it is known as freezing. You can see in the picture. Then the water of flask change into water vapor, which is actually known as evaporation. And when water vapor cools down, then it again convert into liquid, which is the example of condensation. Okay, now let's move on the next point. Okay, kids, now let's study a new topic, which is physical changes and chemical changes. Okay, physical changes and chemical changes. As the name suggests, that chemical changes are actually change in chemical of an object, change in chemical of that material, and physical changes are not the changes in chemical of that material. The name explaining. In another word, I can say chemical changes are those changes in which chemical property gets changed, and physical changes are those changes in which physical property gets changed. Okay, so as you can see the difference, I have written on the screen. First point, chemical changes. Second is physical changes. So chemical changes are not easily reversed. Yes, they are not reversible, but physical changes are reversible. Yes, for example, ice. If you melt the ice, it convert into water. But if you put the water into refrigerator, if you put the water into refrigerator, it will again convert into ice. So it is reversible. Physical changes are reversible, but chemical changes are not reversible. They are irreversible. For example, burning of wood. When you burn the wood, it convert into ash. But can you convert the ash into wood? No, it's not possible. Next point is new product form. Yes, whenever chemical changes happen, new product form. Suppose if you burn any paper, then it will convert into ash. So new thing we got, that is ash. But in physical changes, no new product is formed. Yes, no new product is formed. Yes, ice change into water, water change into water vapor, again water vapor change into water, water change into ice. It is still water. So nothing has changed. Okay. And one more point, chemical changes, reactants used up. So during chemical changes, reactants used up, and in physical changes, often just a state change. Yes, during physical changes, state change. Yes, there are three states of matter that can change: solid to liquid, liquid to gas, gas to liquid, liquid to solid. But during chemical changes, state also change, and reactants are used. They actually combine together to make a new substance. Okay, and for chemical changes, often heat, light, or sound or fizzing occur. Yes. So during chemical changes, often heat can release. Okay. So energy can release or absorb. Means light can also possible during burning is possible. Sound can produce. Okay. Fizzing can occur. Okay. And during physical changes, such kind of changes usually are not possible. Okay. And if I talk more about chemical changes, then electricity may be produced during chemical changes. Yes, electricity may be produced. Okay. And a precipitate can form. Precipitate can form. What is the meaning of precipitate? Precipitate means insoluble substance. Yes, insoluble substance is known as precipitate. Okay. Generally, it is formed during chemical reaction. Okay. So as you can see, the example of chemical changes, wood burning, and example of physical changes, ice melt. Okay. So please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, as you can see, first of all, chemical changes are not reversible, physical changes are reversible. Chemical changes, during chemical changes, always new product form, but during physical changes, never new product form. Okay. And during chemical changes, reactants used up, but during physical changes, often just a state change. Okay. During chemical changes, often heat, light, sound, fizzing occur, but such kind of changes does not occur during physical changes. But during physical changes, they change the state. Okay. And during chemical changes, electricity may be produced. Example of chemical changes, wood burning, and example of physical changes, ice melt. Okay. Now let's see some more example of physical changes and chemical changes. Let's move on the next point. Okay, so you can see the first example, cutting of trees. Yes, if you cut the tree, then you can grow the new one. So it is the example of physical changes. But rusting of almirah, when almirah get corrode, then what happens? You cannot remove the rust. So it is chemical changes, because almirah is usually made of iron, and when it gets rust, then iron change into rust, and rust and iron both are different substance. Okay, remember kids, both iron and rust both are different substance. Yes, rust is also known as iron oxide. Okay kids, remember. And physical changes, melting of butter in a pan. Yes, when butter melt, then it change in the liquid form, but you can easily freeze it. So it is physical change. But chemical change, example of chemical change, as you can see on the screen, passing of electric current through water and then breaking down into hydrogen and oxygen. Yes, you know, when the current is passed through water, then what happens? The ion of water break down into hydrogen and oxygen, and we cannot combine them. If I ask you, you know that kids, do you know that water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen? Yes, but can you after breaking down hydrogen and oxygen gas from water, can you again make water from hydrogen and oxygen gas? No, you cannot make water again from hydrogen and oxygen gas, because it is the natural process. Yeah, it is just the grace of God, you can say. That's why we should, you need to know that we should use water properly. We cannot reproduce it. Okay. Next is boiling of water to form steam. Yes, when water is boiled, it convert into steam, which is the example of physical change, and steam can again convert into water. And if I give you the example of chemical changes, burning of paper and wood, it is an example of chemical changes. And can you give me some more example of chemical changes? Yes, cooking of food, converting milk into curd, these are the example of chemical changes. Okay. And physical changes, one more example, dissolving common salt in water. Yes, when we dissolve salt in water, we can again separate them. Yes, we can take out the salt again from the water. Okay. Making a fruit salad with raw fruit, making a fruit salad with raw fruit is actually physical change, because both are still fruit. Okay. I hope you understood all the example. Please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So which are the example of physical changes? Cutting of trees, melting of butter in pan, boiling of water to form steam, dissolving common salt in water, making fruit salad with raw fruit. And what are the example of chemical changes? Rusting of almirah, passing of electric current through water and then breaking down into hydrogen and oxygen gas, and burning of paper and wood. I hope you understood. Now let's go to the next point. Okay, kids, I have written physical changes and chemical changes again in a different language. Either you can learn these, or you can learn in few moment ago I showed you in previous slide those changes you can learn. Okay, so as you can see, physical changes is a change in which no new substance is formed. Yes, during physical changes no new substance is formed, but during chemical changes what happens? Results in the formation of one or more new substance. Yes, so during chemical changes one or more than one substance can form, 2, 3, 4, many substance can form during chemical changes. And physical changes are reversible, chemical changes are irreversible. And during physical changes what happens? Point number one, changes in physical properties. Yes, physical property can change. Which are the physical property? Can you tell me the name? After few moments I will tell you the name of physical properties. Okay. And what happens during chemical changes? During chemical changes, chemical property can change. During chemical changes, chemical property can change. Okay. And you can see point number 2, physical changes are reversible, chemical changes are irreversible. Point number 3, physical changes, composition of matter does not change. Yes, the composition means whatever atoms are present in that matter, they do not change, but composition of matter changes. Yes, number of matter atoms, molecules, they can change, new substance form, new chemical can form during chemical changes, but no such kind of changes occur during physical changes. Next is no accompanied by large energy change, heat and light. Okay, no accompanied by large energy change. Okay, means large energy does not involve in changing. Okay, and accompanied by large energy changes. Yes, energy can change. Energy can either evolve or absorb. Means heat energy can either absorb or evolve during chemical changes. Example of physical changes: freezing of water. Example of chemical changes: burning of wood. Please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, what are physical changes, chemical changes? Physical changes are those changes in which no new substance are formed, but chemical changes are those changes in which one or more new substance can form. And physical changes are those in which physical property can change, and during chemical changes, chemical property changes. Physical changes are reversible, chemical changes are not reversible, they are irreversible. Physical changes during composition of matter does not change. Chemical changes, composition of matter changes. Physical changes no accompanied by large energy changes, example heat and light. And during chemical changes accompanied by large heat energy changes. And example of physical changes, freezing of water. Example of chemical changes, burning of wood. I hope you understood. Now let's see which are physical and chemical properties which change, because as I said, during physical changes physical properties change, during chemical changes chemical properties change. So let's see the properties, physical properties and chemical properties. Let's move on the next point. As you can see, physical properties. First physical property is color, second physical property is shape, third is size, fourth is density, fifth is amount, sixth is volume. Okay, and there are other many physical properties you will study in sixth class and eighth class. You will again study the different physical properties and chemical properties. Even in 10th class you will study. Okay, chemical properties, you can see flammability, rusting, burning, corrosion, reactivity. Okay, so these are physical properties and chemical property. So we know that during physical changes, physical property change means, which physical property change means during physical changes color can change, shape can change, size can change, density can change, amount can change, volume can change. Okay, and during chemical properties, during chemical changes, what happens during chemical changes? Flammability, rusting, burning, corrosion, reactivity, these occur. Okay, these changes occur. Okay, so what is the meaning of density? Yes, density is equal to mass by volume. Okay, you know kids, why does a nail sink in water and why does ship does not sink in water? The reason behind it is density. Yes, it's all the magic of density of water. You know, if any object has density more than water, density of water, if any object has density more than density of water, then it will always sink. But if it has density less than density of water, then it will always float. That's why ship float but nail sink. It means the density of nail is more than water and the density of ship is less than water. That's why ship float. Okay, that's the meaning of density. Density is equal to mass by volume. It doesn't matter that how much mass is present. Mass means how heavy or light an object, but it always depends on volume, because when volume increase, density decrease. When density increase, volume decrease. Okay, color, shape, size, density, amount, volume, you already know. Volume means length into breadth into height. That is the mathematical formula. I hope you understood. Means we get volume when we multiply length into height into breadth. And flammability means the ability of being burned. Okay, rusting means the process of getting corroded. Okay, burning, you know, corrosion is same like rusting. Reactivity means it's always depend on the chemical. Yes, which chemicals are doing reaction, because it also depend on chemical, then chemical property changes. Okay, please write down. I'm giving you 10 seconds. So kids, which are the physical properties? Color, shape, size, density, amount, volume. And which are the chemical properties? Flammability, rusting, burning, corrosion, reactivity. Please check the spelling of flammability, FLAMMABILITY. Please check the spelling of corrosion, CORROSION. Okay, I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, it's time to understand next topic, that is solution. So what is solution? As you can see in the picture, there is a glass which contains water. When you add salt, then what will happen? Salt will mix in the water. Yes, salt will mix in the water. Such kind of solution is homogeneous solution. Yes, this is homogeneous solution. Okay, or you can say uniform solution. So when you add salt in water, then what happens? The taste of water become salty. So you can say that the water is salty, means this is actually a solution. So solution means, solution is a mixture of two or more substance. Those substance may be solid, liquid or gas. Solution is the mixture of two or more substance. Okay, and also called a homogeneous mixture. Okay, you can also call it mixture, because solution is actually mixture of two or more substance. Okay, So I hope you understood solution. Now, what kind of solution are present in a mixture? In a mixture, two things may be present. First is solute, second is solvent. Now let's try to understand. Let's move on the next point. Okay, it's as you can see that solute and solvent. So you can see that in a glass water is present. Yes, in a glass water is present, and in the spoon, sugar is present. In the spoon, sugar is present. So sugar is in small quantity. Sugar is in small quantity. That's why sugar is solute. And water is in the glass. It is in more quantity. That's why water is solvent. So we can say solute is always present in less quantity and solvent is always present in more quantity. That's why solute dissolve in solvent. Okay. I hope you understood. You can draw the diagram. Okay. I'm giving you 10 seconds. So kids, remember the solute is always present in less quantity, solvent is always present in high quantity. Okay, means we can say we are dissolving salt in water. It means solute is that substance which dissolve in water, and solvent, we are dissolving the salt into water. It means solvent is that substance which dissolve anything. Okay, now let's see the definition of solute, solvent and solution. Let's move on the next point. Okay, as you can see, what are solution? Solution, a uniform mixture that contains two or more substances. A uniform mixture that contains two or more substances, solid, liquid or gases, also called a homogeneous mixture. So what is solution? Solution is a mixture of two or more substances. Solution is a mixture of two or more substances. Solution is a mixture of two or more substances. So in solution, solute and solvent are present. In solution, solute and solvent are present. So what is solute? What is solute? What is solute? What do you mean by solute? Solute is that substance that gets dissolved. Yes, solute is that substance that gets dissolved. Means solute is always present in less quantity. Solvent is that substance that dissolving the solutes, dissolving the medium. It is the medium of dissolving, like liquid, generally liquid or gas. Okay, and you can see the example, salt water. In salt water, salt is solute, water is solvent. Salt is solute, water is solvent. Okay, please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, I hope you understood what is solution. Solution is a uniform mixture that contains two or more substances. Okay, or you can say solution is a homogeneous mixture that contains two or more substances. So solute, what is solute? Solute is substance that gets dissolved. What is solvent? Solvent is substance that dissolving medium. Okay, now it's time to ask question from you. Let's move on the next point. Okay, it's time to ask question from you. Question number 1. Question number 1 is differentiate between physical changes and chemical changes. Yes, physical changes and chemical changes. So we know that physical changes are those changes in which physical properties change, and during chemical changes, chemical properties change. Okay, which are the physical properties? Color, shape, size, density, amount. Which are the chemical properties? Flammability, rusting, burning, corrosion, reactivity. Okay, and during chemical changes, new product form, but during physical changes, no new product form. Okay, and during physical changes, composition of matter does not change, but during chemical changes, composition of matter changes. During physical changes, not accompanied by large energy change, but during chemical changes, accompanied by large energy change. Okay, if I give you example of physical changes, cutting of tree, melting of butter in a pan, boiling of water to form steam, dissolving common salt in water, making a fruit salad with raw fruit. An example of chemical changes, if I give you rusting of almirah, passing electricity current through water and breaking down into hydrogen oxygen. and also burning of paper and wood. Now the next question is, what are solution? Defines solute and solvent. Yes, what are solution? So solution is a uniform mixture of two or more substance. So, or you can say a uniform mixture that contains two or more substance called solution. Okay. And solute, what do you mean by solute? Solute is a substance that gets dissolved. And what is solvent? Solvent is substance that dissolve, that is actually a dissolving medium. Okay, in which solute dissolve. Okay, I hope you understood. Today chapter is complete. Now chapter is complete means today's class is complete. Okay, chapter is not complete. We have just begun. Now we will meet in next class. We will continue the same chapter. Till then, bye bye.